This is Rebecca Dirks with PremierGuitar.com. We're at Winter NAMM 2010 at the Fender Custom Shop area where there are tons of guitars to drool at all over here. But what we're really interested in looking at today is all of the 60th anniversary Tele stuff. So we're talking with Mike Eldred, and what you've got there is the prototype one, right?
This is the prototype. What we're doing this year, this is the 60th anniversary of the Fender Telecaster, and so we're calling it a 60th anniversary Telebration. Like that, Telebration, our ball. Don't mess with that, all right? Anyways, what this is we're going to start off with a unique release of all the significant guitars that make up the Telecaster. This is the first one. It's what we call the Snake Head Tele Proto, and this was a guitar that was never on the market, but Leo would actually take this around and show it to guys in bands and country western bands and let them try it on the gigs and stuff, and then work out the bugs on, where to put this and all that other stuff. But this was really one of the first prototype guitars that Leo would take around for the Telecaster. It has this real unique headstock, and it's a maple neck, and it's a nice big chunk of maple, and there's no truss rod in this guitar. So the guitar sounds different immediately. And then the guitar is made out of pine, and it's 100-year-old pine. We found a place to get pine at where they tear barns down, and the wood that we're using for these is 100, 150, some of it's 200 years old. And it's just really cool old wood that it just adds to the vibe of the guitar. The pickup is a nice hot wounded Tele pickup that we came up with. This particular guitar we worked with George Fullerton on a little bit before he died, and it's going to really be the pinnacle of this run that we're doing, and it's kind of a fun guitar to do. It's something that we've done in the past. We did I think a 20-piece run or something like that in the past, but there's only 60 of these available. So we're going to release this one first, right? After that one is going to be a Pine Esquire that comes out, and the Pine Esquire is a really kind of a cool guitar. Different pickups, a little bit different wiring. Has this blend knob in here. It blends this front pickup in. And then a nice maple neck, 100-year-old pine again. So that'll be the next one that we release. We're trying to do it historically how they released them. And then there's going to be a Pine Esquire single pickup that comes out. The next guitar that comes out after that is one of my favorites, and this is a Broadcaster. And Fender came out with this guitar, and it was they called it a Broadcaster, and it was really kind of the Esquire, but the next level up is they started using ash, different wood on it, different wiring on it, but it has this Broadcaster decal on it, and this is a real kind of a cool story. This is the first time we've used this Broadcaster decal since probably 1950, and the guitars, have a real nice neck shape, but Fender came out with this guitar and they called it a Broadcaster. Well, immediately the Gretsch company came to them and said, listen, you can't make these and call them Broadcasters because we own the name Broadcaster in a drum set. So they made Fender stop making the Broadcaster, and so what they did when they sent us a cease and desist letter, we had to take the decals instead of making a new decal for it because we didn't have a name for it then. They just took this and clipped it off, and then that's when the one that gets released after that one comes out, and that's a Nocaster. And they call it a Nocaster just because the collectors who own these, the vintage market refer to it as a Nocaster. They just clipped the Broadcaster off the decal, and it's just a really cool guitar. We came out with these last year. We had we've had this in the line in the custom shop section for a while, but this year we're only making 60 of them, and we're not making any more of them. And it's just a really great guitar. So again, 60 pieces worldwide. That means that USA and Canada may be getting 20, 30 of these.
Now, Gretsch still owns trademark for Broadcaster, right? So
yeah.
How do we get the label on it?
Well, obviously we have a really great relationship with Fred Gretsch, and we're really grateful for that. So Fred was in the office one day, and he comes walking down the hall, and I go, hey, Fred, can I talk to you a second? And he says, yeah. He goes, what's up? And so, I sat down with him, and I said, I really want to do a Broadcaster again. I go, but I only want to do a limited run of them, and he was just like, he goes, yeah, I think that'd be great. And I said, well, I want to work out something, I know that, we got to figure out something to work out to use the name on it and stuff. And I said, we can do some type of royalty thing, or I could actually sit down and give you the very first one. And Fred looked at me and he goes, yeah, that'd be great. So that's awesome. So what we're going to do is the very first one, which is this one, we're going to present that to him later on this year, and he's going to put it in their museum and everything. So it's just going to be cool, you know, and it's one of the beauties of being able to work with the Gretsch company and do all the stuff that we get to do with them. And, you know, Fred's a wonderful person, and his story and the story of this guitar are certainly part of Fender's history. So that's what we like to do at the Fender Custom Shop, is embrace Fender's rich legacy and history. So.
Oh yeah, it's definitely cool to see the history coming kind of full circle there. You get back to Gretsch and get the broadcaster back out.
Yeah, I like that it all comes down to a real simple conversation. Hey Fred, can I talk to you a second? You know.
Exactly. All right, so you guys obviously do the really cool historic reissue stuff, but you also do amazing art things, and I think that's what you're showing me now. And you haven't told me anything about this yet, so cool. This is going to be brand new.
Well, the thing with the Fender Custom Shop is we have two kind of challenges. We have to, you know, maintain the rich legacy and history of the Fender company, and then also we need to push the envelope on artistic stuff, new models, new pickup designs, things like that. And we always get to, you know, turn loose every once in a while and just sit down and go, you know, make something really cool. And we sit down with the master builders and we say, I want you to make something just unbelievable. And Yuriy Shiskov is one of our master builders. And Yuriy, just a quick history on Yuriy. Yuriy is a guy from Russia, and he was building guitars in his basement in a root cellar and selling them to people out there. And Yuriy came to work for us, and he's one of the, I think, what I consider one of the last old world craftsmen. He does everything by hand. He does his own inlay, and he doesn't use NC, you know, CNC technology usually, and he just does his whole thing. So Yuriy sent me this picture of this guitar, and he explained it to me, and I just want to show everybody, you know, kind of the other end of, you know, the beat up Strat, the end of this too. So this is a Telecaster, and it has birdseye alder on it. There's silver inlay on here. There's mother of pearl. There's abalone, and then all these little peacock feathers there's emeralds and rubies, sapphires, and diamonds, and they're all real stones. The feathers that come off the back of the peacock, this is all silver that's inlaid, and it's all cut by hand. The slot is cut by hand, so you have to sit down with a knife and cut it by hand. You can't mess up. And then once you cut it, then you take the silver, which is about, I would say probably a 1/16 of an inch deep, and you hand hammer that into the wood. There's no glue. It all gets hammered in. That's how tight that fits. And it's all done by hand, all this around here and everything. And you can really kind of see the level of detail that Yuriy puts into his guitars. And it's just a beautiful, if you look on the fingerboard, you can see some of this inlay here and just how gorgeous it is. And there's 2 sapphires there, and or emeralds, I'm sorry. And just a beautiful guitar. Brazilian rosewood fingerboard. And I'm going to flip the guitar over, and you can see the heavy birdseye on the back, ebony stringer on it. And it's just a beautiful guitar. And our distributor from Italy came in. The finish is all hand rubbed, you know, like a gun stock type of a finish. And our distributor from Italy came in and they said we have to have it, and they bought it immediately, you know. But this guitar is probably $35,000, you know, yeah.
That's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for sharing something that none of us will ever be able to have, but it's amazing. That's beautiful. Well, thanks a lot, Mike. And if people want to kind of see what the custom shop is doing, keep up with it, where can you go online?
You go fender.com /custom shop, or we have a Twitter account called Fender Custom, Facebook account, and then we have a MySpace page that's super top secret. I'm going to give you the address right now. It's MySpace /Punch Press, and we call it Punch Press because it's really from the shop, and it kind of gives you a behind-the-scenes thing. It's really cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot for letting us in on all of that. This is Rebecca Dirks at Winter NAMM 2010 for PremierGuitar.com.